Good morning, everybody. It's Milani here. That's what my mum used to call me that. Today I've got an exciting unboxing for you. I'm sorry that they haven't undone the top hat, but I didn't know what it was. This is very special. This is, well, VIP Cross Stitch reached out to me and asked me if I would like to show you something. And I said, yes, this would be fantastic to show on my channel, because me being a florist and loving flowers, and I'm sure lots of you love flowers. So let's see what we've got here today. So we've got a package here from VIP Cross Stitch. That's www.vipcrossstitch.com. And if you look them up, they have absolutely loads. It's mainly cross stitch, but they have from everything from tools and everything for you. And the people that reached out to me, they're really, really nice. And whenever I've bought stamped, I've always thought that the VIP Cross Stitch were really good, because they have some lovely pieces. And yeah, so let me stop chit-chatting and we'll get on with it. Let's take that bag out there. Right, we've got a little, what seems like tools in here. So we have a little bag, and it has needle thread, a finger protector, and some needles. And they're always really generous with the needles, which is really great. And put that there. I'll show you about you see that little needle threader there. Now can you see that it has two holes? One, well, they're not, well, it's got a little hole there, and then that's to go through your bigger needles, big eyes, and that's to go through little eye needles if you use a lot of stitching for the little needles. And what I've done with mine is I put like little charms on the end of mine, so that it helps me get them up from being on a flat surface, and I can get hold of them better. And they're just fantastic to use. But I will show you how to use them going through. So let's open this. So I chose this florist shop design. I'm sure you might have seen it through other creators, but I wanted to see it for myself. I did order it quite a while ago. I thought they were great on delivery though. It's taken about 2 weeks. And they kept me tracked all the time. I could track it at all times with numbers, which was fantastic. Really helpful. So here's a lovely picture of it. In fact, this is a sticker. So like we have, I also do diamond painting. You could keep it in a journal of your cross stitch and projects that you have, which is fantastic. I think that's a lovely, lovely picture. And it does remind me of when I first started being a florist, which was straight from school. I can remember a lot of these florist shops like this, with like you have pots under the cupboards there. We would always have those ready to do arrangements in, and for plants and things. So I've just brought back a lot of memories. And that till, I remember that till. And we used to have to do that till. Yeah, because I didn't have electronic text, showing my age now. And this one, people, is a silk cross stitch. And if you've not, it's not a proper silk, but they call it a silky. And I'll tell you, it's beautiful to stitch with. Now let me show you the colours that it's got in here. It's got, if you're looking for something bright and colourful, and you love flowers, this would be ideal to do. You can pick it up, put it down, pick it up, put it down, and you'll notice stitch by stitch, you'll see more and more of the design as you do it. And we've got 2 lots of colours here. So let's see, how many colours do we have? You see the colours there, they start at 1. So that really helps. So they're all numbered. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. So you could go by symbol, you could go by colours, you could go by numbers. They're beautiful, look. They're just so gorgeous, the silks. And these ones actually look really glittery, but they're so beautiful. Really, really beautiful. And they go up to 60 colours in this one. So this is fantastic. Look, we've got like a reference book here. Let's have a look. So as you can see, the clarity is really clear. So like when we do counted cross stitch, just take one page at a time. One page at a time. And you don't even need to cross these out. Let's have a look how this is put together. So we've got it there. Let me show you that part. Yeah, it's upside down. There we are. The beautiful window design as well. Look at all those flowers, the different varieties. We've got some trailing ivy around here. We've got roses. We've got hyacinths even. Plants as well in the florist shop, yeah. I could tell you a story about a few plant things that we've come across. I'm just looking here now with some poppies, sunflowers, gypsophilia. We've even got a bike here. I should imagine that's how they used to deliver. We used to deliver flowers sometimes that way if it was local, if you was in a village. Because I have worked in villages as a florist. And it's just round the corner. As long as there's somebody there to watch the shop. Off you go. You can put a planted pot inside that basket at the front. Or you can fasten a bouquet to it. And that also has a legend down here on the side. At every stage you can see it's clearly defined. So on the colours here, you also have numbers. And it does actually tell you the DMC there. But you can look for just symbols. So as we do in counted cross stitch, look for the symbol and diamond painting. Then look for the colour and so on. You'll find it. You're ready to go. Thread your needle, you're ready to go. There we are. Put that like that. Then we get a sheet here. These are great. If you're just starting out in cross stitch, these are brilliant. These come with all the cross stitch kits. And it tells you, which is helpful at the bottom, how the stitches should look like and how you go about actually completing them. Which is always good. It gives you clear indication as to what thread you need to use. So in most common DMCs, threads or silky threads, the actual strand can be split into 6 strands. 11 count uses 3 strands. A 14 count uses 2 strands, and anything higher than, I think, is it 20 count? It depends, it's personal. They use 1/1 or 1/2. What that means is the whole, I'll show you actually on the design. Here we've got some lovely, let me open it for you. These are spare colours, and you think to yourself, well, how do I know which is which to put them on if they come like that? Because you'll see at the end of them, what they do for you is they'll stick a little sticker there. So this one is #18. You see that number there? And then we look for the 18. So what have we got here? Yes. So, right, this 18 one, which that's a spare of, we've only got 1 on there. So possibly, if that's not too big, I could put them onto there, because there are some thicker ones about there. So I could put that one straight onto there. And I can show you actually how to put them on. So we've got that there, and we've got the florist shop sticker. This is going to bring back so many memories for me. Please excuse the outside, there's lots of builders and things. Yeah, that's the way around for you. So to me, it's 70 top to bottom, and it's 100 this way. So if you wanted to do this, some people do it free in hand. I like to use the Q-snaps, which if you're wanting to get on places like VIP cross stitch or Timo, things like that, they're called plastic, what they're called now, plastic pulls. For it's a different word than we use Q-snap, but if you put the word Q-snap in, it's fine. So if you just do it like in sections, whichever's best for you. I use a Lowry stand, which helps me because I like to get my hands above and underneath. But sometimes with the crossed ones, I will stitch at hand. And say like it's the yellow part, if you can see it's a big yellow, but dispersed yellow going through there. So when you see the big patches of colour, right, you don't even have to look at the chart. When you see the big patches of colour like here, it says 60. So let's have a look at 60. Let me find 60 for you. So we know we've got 2 cards here. And 60, there we are. 60 is like a pure white. So your windows aren't going to be yellow. So when you see all the bright yellow, it's going to be this colour. So what you need to do is, if you can do this, all the little tiny bright yellow parts that you see on different parts, and you see them, try and stitch them first, because you know it's that, and keep using that as a reference. Then when you come to do this, then you've done all the yellow parts. I like to go, sometimes I do all one colour if I think it's all going to be near each other and it's quite compact. Like this colour here, what is that colour? 31. Let's try and find that colour. 31. That's 37. So the colour here, of the teal actually. Oh, let's find out what colour that is. The colour of the teal is, you see, that one says 31. It looks like a mauve colour, but it isn't. It's an actual gorgeous, gorgeous brown silk. So that is the colour of the teal. So that would be nice to stitch. And as this is an 11 count, so it's 3 strands. So I'll do a bit of sewing with you just to get you going with this, just to help you on a little bit. So don't get scared by, you think, oh, look at all these colours, but they don't match the actual colours on the legend. And you know something, I've seen some legends and they're not very good, but this one's printed really nice. Let me show you that. It's printed really nice there. So you've got your numbers there, which match on your threads. And then you have your colours here. And then you have the DMC, which is fantastic. And when you've completed one of these and you wash it in soapy water, all that's printed on here will go. And all it will leave is your beautiful stitching behind. So let's have a go. I'm going to start a little bit on here to show you. And with silk, so this one we know is the white one. So we know, let's get that white one to fruition. So these are beautiful, are they? How they feel. You're best keeping these somewhere. Oh, look at that green. It's a proper chartreuse green, is that? Ain't it gorgeous? Oh, it is nice. And look at that emerald. Oh, I could go on and on just feeling the silks. And this would look gorgeous even in a florist shop. I would love to have this. Yes. Let's go for the white one, because that's, move all those to one side. And number 60. So what we do is, I've got a needle threader here. I've got needles, and I've also got my scissors, my trusty little scissors. I got these scissors, I think, and I've got these little scissor fobs. That one's got Snow White on, or me, because I have black hair. Right, let's have a look. And we've got a Ned feeder spreader. So be careful when you're opening your needles. Because sometimes they can come loose. But if you just make yourself, or they sell them, a little needle book. That would be good if we could get hold of some needle books. So all these, oh, this is perfect. This feels, you can tell a good quality needle, especially with stamp cross stitch. And for your larger, they're not that pointy. Now for beading, you will need a definite ouch. But this is gorgeous because you don't get it clipped on your finger so much, and it's got quite a big eye. So let me put my needle down there and remember where it is. Right, so it's number 60. So what I'm going to do is, they're all on there like this. So what we need to do is, you can take your needle in and just take so many strands out, but if we've got a lot to do in that colour, I normally to take one of the big ones like that, just hold the rest of it, and you can gently pull it out like that, which is great. It's come back. I need to split this into 3. So there's 6 strands in a strand like this, and we need to, you see how easy it is, because they come apart like that. So easy to be able to see 3. So we need to get 3 that side and 3 that side. So what I'm going to try and do is, I'm going to put those in my hand there like that, and hold that there, and then I'm going to pull it and put my finger. Sometimes you have to do it so that it's, oh yeah, we've got a bit of a loop there. Let's get rid of that bit. My fault there. So we've got that side. So put that and hold that with your other part. Stroke it nicely, because that's what you need to do with silks. And then what I do is add easy to part like that. Let go. Just easy to part. Keep going until it untwines. And then I'll move, because they're quite long strands, so I'll move it further down until it unravels. Just take your time with it, don't rush it, and have patience. There we go. Because sometimes it gets in a kerfuffle and sometimes it doesn't. If you do that, you won't lose track of what you're trying to do. So there, just gently do it. Right, I've got 2 lots of 3 strands. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to wind it round 2 fingers, and if you have this on a Q-snap or anything, or if you have any felt material, you can put that little bit of loop there ready to just one side, because you're going to need that in a bit. But we're left with 3 lovely strands here, so let me move everything else out of the way. And it is quite a long, so let me show you. Let's try and get all these up to the same height, so we can see one's lower there. So we'll go in, hold it still, and bring that to the same length as them. Yeah. And then what I need to do, put the needle threader inside the eye of the needle, like so. You see that? Hold it there. Get my 3 threads, hook it in front of the needle to the actual front of the needle threader. Try to close them a little bit, keep them a little bit tight. You've got your needle hanging down, so bring your needle over that, pull it through, and your needle's actually threaded it now, which is fantastic. So let me move this down a little bit so there's not such a big... Now, a lot of people do put wax on them as well, which can keep them... It keeps them more together because, unlike the cottons and the other threads, these do come apart quite easy, look. So I've found a way for myself. It'll seem as though you're working backwards here. Let me see if I can lift you up a bit. There we are. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch some of this yellow here, and I will show you as I'm doing it. So let's go. What I like to do is when it's silk, I like to leave it in the path. There's all different ways to start this. But what I'll do is you take it diagonally when you do your stitch. So I'm going to take it under and over. Into that hole there, and I'm doing this on top so it's still diagonal. Let's bring it all the way so it's not going to come out, but I'll show you how to hold it. So we do it like that. I'm going to leave that little bit off which can be trimmed afterwards, and we'll go down the center. People do it different ways to me, and I do it this way. So let me see. We're going to leave that dangly bit there, and I'll sort that. Yep. So we can either do on some of them. I've noticed that when I was doing silk, that they wasn't getting a very tight enough cross that I like to have it neat. See, we've got that there, and then we go back through that cross again just to make sure that first piece is really not going to come out. And just pull it gently because they do separate, so patience with it. Right, let's have a look now, see if I can show you a bit closer. Oops. I'll sort that out in a moment. Can you see what I'm doing there? Right, now we can go across. So what a cross means, there's 4 little holes. You need to decide which way up and which way down you go, because if you keep them all the same pattern per se, it's going to come out really nice. So if I just do a line of simple crosses, so I'm going bottom left up to the top. At the moment it's bottom right, no, top right down to the top left, bottom left. There we go. And then I'll come in the opposite side, the bottom right up to that one. And that's going to make a cross. Now sometimes with these stitches getting awfully loose, I've got one of that I'm doing at the moment, and it's also a stamped one that I did get from VIP Cross Stitch. You see there's one up there, that's fine. And then you can actually, with my eyes being quite bad, this is what's great about these. You can actually feel the end of your needle on the next hole. So if ever you get stuck, like I'm doing, then you can go thread it on the back or on the front to see where the hole is. And then there's that little bit there which can take off in a moment, or I can pull it from underneath, not have it showing up at the front. There we are. Also, instead of doing crosses, I'll do it after this row. We'll do a row with crosses. So I'm coming in diagonally. going to put it into that hole opposite, but at the bottom of the square, and then come in against that hole there. And then when you get into it, you can thread it into the next one when you want to start going at a speed, and then it helps to plait it through to the next one. But you will find your way of doing it, definitely. Don't be scared of doing a stamped. These silks are absolutely beautiful. They really are. They're not causing me no trouble at all. I definitely recommend this kit, definitely, because it's got a mixture of everything. So it's got a lot of confetti, and what I mean by confetti is lots of different colour stitches in a small space. So let me give you an example. There's quite a lot of confetti in here, but that's showing the greenery outside. But you have got your symbols there, which will really, really help you. And this will get really soft, this Ada. But I'll tell you something, it's really nice to stitch on. Oh, I'm going to be doing this and catch up with you and show you the actual results of how it looks. It's actually beautiful to stitch. It really is. And also, a lot of people now are doing half stitches. Well, when I used to do that, it used to be called tapestry. So there you've got your little stitches there. Can you see them? That's our first line. They're beautiful, aren't they? They really are. So you can do it crisscross, or if it makes it easier for you, it doesn't matter if you add a silk. It's got the DMC numbers. There we are. Well, let's do a row of just half a stitch and see what you prefer. So I hope you're all well today. It's actually a beautiful day here today. I live in the south of England, and it's beautiful outside, and I've got to be doing some garden landscaping. Now it's getting better weather. I'll show you the row, actually just single half a stitch. What I mean by half a stitch is you just go, it takes a lot quicker actually. A lot of people use this half stitch when they're counted cross stitching. Because I have got some pretty big designs to do. They're going to take me a lifetime, but you know. And if you are gentle with these silks, they work perfect for you. So it's just great all around because it tells you to slow down. I love anything that does that. You can be, I love to stitch outside when it's warm. Maybe I'll do a stitchy time with you if you like. Let me know in the comments if you really like this, because I'm telling you something, this is really nice material, and it's actually coming out lovely. So let me show you that stitch, because to me the first set, the cross stitches, are not as neat as the half stitches. So let's show you, see if I can get up close. Let me feel where they are. There we are. So we need to be showing you that part there. So you can see I've stitched two lines. So the top line is a full cross, but the bottom line is a half cross, which is called a half cross stitch. And lots of people I'm seeing now are doing their full designs in half cross stitch. And if it covers the material, which means you don't see any of the background, then it's fantastic to do that, and it doesn't take half as long. I quite like the half stitch. I do like the cross stitch, but with it being silk, they do tend to break away from each other quite a lot, whereas with cotton threads They don't. But silks are just gorgeous when finished. They give such a beautiful sheen on your work. And this is definitely going to be framed when I've done this. Yes, I'll have to come up with some really exciting things and doing with my cross stitch. So it's about having a go at something different that you might like and you think, oh, that looks nice, you know, but I won't have the patience to do all that. Do a little bit each day, and before you know it, if you're feeling relaxed when you do it, because this relaxes me, and when you're feeling relaxed doing stitching, you won't believe an hour's gone by already. It'll be like 5 minutes to you. And just take plenty of breaks and drink plenty. But I'm really happy with this, and thank you so much, VIP Cross Stitch. It is lovely what you've sent me. It is really lovely, and I do appreciate the communications with yourself. So I'm going to be carrying on stitching with this, and I'm going to be coming back showing you, because I want to do this. It's lovely. It's a joy. And also, if you want to stitch in hand, a lot of the time, let me just show you. Got to keep that for my next stitch. People will roll their patterns up at one end. And you could use a clip. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm stitching this part here. I could roll it up smaller than that. But I did get these. It's on a video that I did before. And we'll just, these are great for that. I put one at that end and one at that end. And I'm just stitching this little bit here, which is great. Whichever which way you want to do it, you can condense them up small and even bend it in half. So you've just got a little square here where you're doing it. And then you can put it in, and like, if you've got a project bag, or I often use the big freezer bags you can get, or if VIP start to do project bags, that would be fantastic. Somewhere where, like an envelope, where you can keep it clean with all your threads and all your tools that you need. Put it away on a shelf when you're ready to do it that next day. It's so easy, and it doesn't take much time and doesn't take up a lot of space. So let's look at the florist shop again. See the little, yes, it is a little cat. There's a little cat in the window. There's some gladioli, carnations, amaryllis. We've got all sorts of daffodils, daisies, freesias down the bottom. Do you know that freesias, the only scented one is the yellow one? Did you know that? They come in purples and whites and pinks, but the only really strong one is a yellow one. So whenever you go to a florist shop again, look for, they have a smell at the freesia ones. They've got a lot of yellow in. So I hope you really enjoyed this video today. And thanks again to VIP Cross Stitch. You should go out and have a look on there. They got some really beautiful, beautiful things. And I think this price was, it wasn't very dear for the size 100 by 70. It was something like £20. And yet, if I was to do this stitch on a county cross stitch and it had this pattern, I'd have to pay for the chart, pay for the fabric, and pay for all the threads separate. And that would come to the size of this in pounds. Yeah, can be very expensive. But this is a fun way, and it's great to get into it. It just is. There's not as much math counting or nothing. So I hope you enjoyed this video today. Please let me know down below your thoughts and what you think. And also, I have got a, now that I've been invited with VIP Cross Stitch, I've got a discount code. And that discount code is Crafty10. That's all small case, Crafty10. So let me know if you're going to buy this. We could do a stitch together. This would be fantastic. It really would. And we could see how it looks in a florist shop then. So yeah, when finished. So let me know, because it's silk and we can do it all together. if we have any problems with the silks. We'll just help each other out. I'd love to do a stitch along. So let me know. Let me know what you think. And that would be brilliant. Okay then, so this is Melanie tuning out for the day with the VIP cross stitch, where I'm very grateful for. And I'll see you again real soon. Thanks a lot then. Bye.